accepting ratio is 0.000024 or 99.99% of the time is a muda. It's a wasteful activity. Now, why this is important? Unless we accept that it's a muda or wasteful activity, you will not be able to eliminate. And for that, what is needed is paradigm shift, the way you look at it. Isn't it? Unless you accept that it's a wasteful activity, how will you eliminate? See, there is a difference between being busy and being productive. All of us are very busy. You come at 8 o'clock in the morning till 6 o'clock, you are very busy, but you are very productive. Ask yourself a question. You will be amazed that you are not productive. You are doing it because somebody has told, and we love to be busy. Those who are from manufacturing background, if you are a supervisor, you will find some worker is idle, he gets mad. He wants him to be busy. Productive or no productive, no. He will give some job, okay, you do sorting of this period, finish. He wants to keep him busy. So that is what is paradigm. Change that. See it in different way. Being busy and being productive are two different things, totally different things, and you must accept that and you must work on that. Now, there is a family of bad elements. Now, muda, mura, and muri. These are very famous words in Japanese. If you go to any Japanese company and if you don't hear this muda, mura, and muri, then you will know that this company is not implementing Kaizen. Okay? Mura is a younger brother to muda. You know? What is mura? Is inconsistency. You get excellent quality today. After 3 days, you will find lousy quality, rejection, inconsistency. Isn't it? Muri is avoidable physical state. People are busy doing job, moving, shifting, all that is an unnecessary physical strain. Okay? Like on an electric machine, motor gets burned because of overload. It's an avoidable physical strain. Okay? So, what is Kaizen? Kaizen is all about identifying muda, mura, and muri in the organization. Once you understand this and you start working on that, that is what is called as Kaizen. Now, I will give the example from the famous book of Masaki Imai called Gemba Kaizen. And he said, suppose a person is working on the machine and he's an excellent worker, comes at 6 o'clock in the morning, works up to 10, 12 o'clock. You know, what do? We want to motivate him, we want to promote him, so we make him supervisor. The moment he becomes supervisor, he gets a table and chair to sit. Okay? Again, he gives very good effort, this, that. He gets promoted after 3-4 years, he becomes production manager. Now he gets a cabin to sit. Isn't it? Then he becomes GM. After 5 years, he goes to the head office. Now, in his getting promoted, what is happening? He's further and further moving away from the Gemba. While the person was working on the machine, now he has moved to head office. He's moving away from the Gemba, and as a result of which, he is not in touch with the Gemba and he has to rely on the secondary information. What is primary information? The data or the information which is collected by the people from the Gemba with your own hands is the primary data. One which is given by the other people is the secondary data. Okay, and secondary data always suspect out. It is always given to the boss to please him. Do you know radio tuning? Radio tuning. You adjust, isn't it? To tune. Most of the people, to please the boss, they adjust. They adjust the information. They want to talk what boss loves to hear, isn't it? Yeah, that is tuning. Beautiful tuning, and they really work. But now when you get this kind of information and secondary data, what you get is a harmful thing. Now, I've met one ITC chairman. ITC is like VAT in India. And he said, I keep 1 day in a week to visit kiosks to remain in touch with Gemba. Because what he gets, see, suppose the chairman has gone to the market and he wants to get information about some brand, how it is moving and all this. The salesperson will know he is going to visit. So what he will do, he will train the distributors and the kiosk owner what to talk and where to not to open the mouth. He's trained on that, you know. But this, he says, I don't go, if the salesperson says that I want to see this side, he said, no, let's go here. because I want to get the truth. Secondary information is a dangerous thing, so always believe in primary data. Primary data is the most important thing. So, what are the 5 basic principles of Gemba Kaizen? Go to the Gemba, and in case of problem, go to the Gemba and check with Gembutsu. Gembutsu means real things. Whatever thing, the facts, find out from with your own hands, getting the interviewing people, that is what is primary information. Do not collect data from the past records. This is for the manufacturing companies and many companies in Japan. 30% of the work, seating is a 30% less productive work environment. Okay. Now imagine, suppose you go to Nakuman and you give to those salesmen there, you give them the chair, okay, and ask them, okay, fine, you are taking chair like this. And customer comes, where is this kind of, what he will do, he will not move from his chair, he will say there. Isn't it? That is what will happen. But because they are mobile, what happens? He will go and show that, okay, this is the place where you can get that. So this seating posture is a 30% less productive. All of you are sitting. Anyway, now this is a fact. Again, paradigm shift. You need to think differently to achieve something different, isn't it? If you say, oh no, it's okay, it's fine, good to see here in the lecture, but implement is difficult, you will not achieve it. There are companies who have eliminated all the chairs from the organization. They have taken it out. Because it is really less productive, because you love to sit and chat and this and that. Okay. Anyway, now first thing is that how to collect the primary data is that the data which is collected by your own hand is the primary data. Now people who are working in the factories, what do? They clean the machine with their own hands, and that is the best way to get the primary data. The machine, if you take around, you will find the machine is running very well. But you will find many, the connections are not right, pressure gauges are not working, alarms are not working, something is leaking. But when you see that, you find it better. It's good. When you start cleaning with your own hands, you will find all the anomalies and abnormalities in that. So cleaning is the best way of checking. Cleaning is not sweeper's job, but generally what do? Delegate. Isn't it? But unless you do cleaning with your own hands, you will not realize the problem. Unless you do filing with your own hands, you will not realize what are the problems the other person are facing, how to make the improvement. See, in Kaizen we say, if you don't get any document within 30 seconds, then there is a problem. You should get any document which you require within 30 seconds. Is it possible? Now, how to do the filing system? Suppose there are coding systems. Suppose there is a cabin here, yeah? Different rooms are given, say R1, R2, R3. Okay? In R1 room, there is a cabinet number 1, right? R1, cabinet 1, C1. In that shelf number 1 is S1. So R1, C1 stroke S1. In that, what is the file number? Give that file number, put it on that. So that file will only go to that place, isn't it? Inside that there should be index. What items you have filed there. If you have got that kind of system, it's not difficult to get item within that document within 30 seconds. But do we do that? What we say, a little busy, let me put it here. Isn't it? And then to search for that, we spend more time. So, again, coming back to being busy and being productive. Anyway, take temporary countermeasures. The fourth is the remove root cause. Go to the root cause and find out the solution for it. Keep asking why 5 times, and you will go to the root cause of the problem. Suppose there is an oil leakage. Okay. Ask first the question. Why is there oil leakage? Then somebody will say that gasket has been leaking. Why is gasket leaking? Because the right side of the gasket has not been put there. Why right side of the gasket is not put there? Because it was not available in the stores. Why it was not available in the stores? Because there is no system of replenishment. Isn't it? What is the root cause? Root cause is stores management. But what you do, you go and fire that maintenance technician and we say you are a useless bugger. I have never seen like in my life. Because of you, the machine is leaking, bana. Don't show me face unless you repair that. That fellow also goes, buys and he puts it back. Are you solving the problem? So keep asking why, because it's called as a 5 why technique. Okay, keep asking why 5 times to come up with the root cause of the problem and solve that problem. And come up with the system, a culture, wherein you can solve that problem like that. Okay? Anyway, this is the basic tool called as the 5K principle. I'm sure some of you must have heard about it, 5K, yeah? In English it is, in Japanese it is 5S. Series, Rito, Saisu, Seketsu, Jitsuke. Okay, now, in Kiswahili it is Kuchagua, Kupanga, Kusafisha, Kudumisha, and Kufundisha. Now what is first K? Sort. Sorting of what? Things which are required and things which are not required. Sort them out. Isn't it? Identify unnecessary things and take action. I'll give you an example. You go to any secretary in the office, ask her to open the drawer. You will find there hair clips, lipstick, papers, specs, then stapler. Some of them are working, some of them not working. Isn't it? You will find all kinds of things. Now, do you really require hair clip and this? So identify things which are required and things which are not required, throw them out. Sorting, which are required and which are not required. I mean, I went to Gemba, to many companies, and you will find 20 years before they have done some construction, still those things are lying there. Nobody wants to take a decision. Why? It's not mine. MD has to decide, CEO has to decide, somebody has to decide. He doesn't come to Gemba, so the material is lying there. It's a waste of money, isn't it? So sort out things which are required and which are not required. Unneeded items. So many items being thrown out there. Okay, this is the photograph of I have taken all the photographs from Tanzanian companies so that nobody should claim that. This is from Tanzania, CEO of the company is actually cleaning the machine. Because cleaning is not a simple job, it's an activity for what? Identifying abnormal activities, abnormal things in the machine, isn't it? And this is how we divide totally unwanted material, throw it out. Needed but not here, needed but not in this quantity, needed but not now, sort them out. Kupanga, arrangement. It's called as a peak, place for everything and everything in its place. When you need a pen, where do you keep? You keep it here, isn't it? A frequently needed item, you keep it next to point of use, isn't it? Do you bring your degree certificate and put it in your office? You don't, isn't it? So things which you need, you keep it next to point of use. Okay, that is the principle which you have to keep in mind. This is the systematic way of arrangement. Now, people say they give a big toolbox in that all the tools are dumped, isn't it? And they search. Searching is what? Muda, non-value-adding activity, isn't it? We search and then we say, because he's a big technician, give him 50 tools. Alright? So all the tools are there in the toolbox. And with the lock and key, first thing he doesn't know where to escape the key. And the key is in his cabin, he's there in the machine, comes with the box. Then he goes for the key, movement. Okay? Comes back, opens, then he searches. You keep on searching, where is that tool? Then he gets, he's busy. Is he productive? Now, if you have for any machine, keep it next to the point of machine, you arrange the tools in this manner, how much time do you spend? You just pick it up from there. If something is missing, I know you cannot read this, but you know what is missing, isn't it? So that is what the system be. Place for everything and everything is placed. That is how your system should be. Okay. So, like when we go for, have you seen this Formula 1 car racing? There is something called as pit stop. Do you know? For fueling. And within how many seconds do they change that? And the car moves within for 10 seconds, 9 seconds. How many? All the wheels are changed. And when you go to repair your wheel, how much time do you spend? So again, paradigm shift, the way you look at it. If you want to improve, you can improve. isn't it? But if you don't want to, then let it go. It's okay. Okay, these are the cleaning equipment. So anything, whatever is needed, keep it this. Now oil. Generally, if you go to a factory, you will find oil is kept in the stores and it's full of oil. And if you ask them, why there is oil here, then he will look at you, nonsense. He doesn't know that this is oil store. Oil has to be there, isn't it? But the moment you do it in a transparent manner, what will happen? You can immediately find out what is the level. Now look at this, the way Shell 46, the marking which is here. The same mark has to be there on the machine where you are going to put that oil. Yeah? So that it becomes very easy. Again, this is called as a Kanban card. I don't know if you have got time, we'll talk about it. Kanban card is where the name of the supplier, how much quantity to be replenished, who is going to what quantity, everything is written there. The phone number, the supplier's phone number, mobile number, name, everything. So that the moment it reaches red level, it is replenished. So what they have worked on what? On the system. Isn't it? Now, because oil is not there, machine keeps on running. As a result of which your gearbox or some engine has got problem. And then eventually we spend time on what? Repairing. Again, we are busy but we are not productive. We don't want to spend time on this. I don't think the moment we talk about this, they say, no, I'm too busy. This is not my job. This is my junior job. Junior is also too busy, so nobody does it. Okay. So this is what is called as a visual management. Whatever tools you need by setup of the trolley, you do that. Flows with the systematic arrangement. Whatever you need, keep it in an organized manner so that whatever items you need, you should get within what time? 30 seconds. That is the rule. If you cannot get in 30 seconds, it means that there is a scope for improvement. It applies to computers also. I mean, if you go to computer, you will find so many files are there. On desktop is full of files and folders, and you keep on searching. I know where it is, no problem. I visit some of the CEOs and they have got their table is full of files. And I say, how do you find this from this? If you need a document, how do you get that? I know everything, which nobody can touch that. And that shows how big the CEO is. The bigger the file heap, the bigger the CEO. Anyway, I skip some of these photographs and this. I mean, what is the now? If you see, look at the way this raw material is organized.
They must have a very clear purpose, clear mandate. They must know the resources that they're accessing. You must spell it out clearly. You have 100,000 to run a small project that will reduce something like 10%. Very clear mandate you give to the team and the team leader. Once the team is very clear on what they're doing, then there must be very good planning for meetings. Otherwise, people will show up for meetings. That's the work of the team leader. So if you're a team leader, don't waste people's time. If there's a meeting supposed to be 2 hours, very focused meeting, very well planned, clear agenda, focused on the purpose of that team. Of course, it's standard that every team member must be patient and considerate of others. At the same time as you're being patient and considerate of the other people who are not as fast as yourself, the team must maintain a sense of urgency. I have worked in a company where we did a rapid results. We did something in 100 days. So that's a sense of urgency. You're not going to be planning forever. We're planning until next year. No, there must be some result. So for there to be some result, there has to be a sense of urgency. And then ideas must be shared. There must be synergy across the team. So the team leaders, it's up to them to build this, and the leadership must set that the appropriate conditions for that. What else? Feedback must be given. No feedback, then someone might be thinking, they say it's better not to know, and you don't know. But if you don't know and you think you know, you're off to the wrong direction. So give feedback early enough, let people know where they're headed. Focus, we have just learned about root cause analysis, right? Focus on the solution, on the problem. Don't rush to blame people. Dinesh just shared about the supply chain. You rush to blame the maintenance manager and you didn't have the tools. So keep it focused on the problem. Conduct root cause analysis. Look at data to make decisions. Don't rush to blame people. That will contribute to a cultural improvement. Of course, for those who are students of Good to Great, Jim Collins, you know that you must get the right people in the right seats in the bus. This one goes without saying. Assess the team. If you want to conduct a project, that this is our project for this year, we are reducing waiting time in a hospital by 5 minutes. So you want to focus it and make sure it's reduced by that time. Or you, whatever project you decide, I don't know which industries you're in. Some people are in the hotel, some people are in banking, insurance. If you're going to reduce the time it takes to bank a check, or the time it takes to make a payment, whatever that focus is, okay? Make sure you have the right people. For the Team Excellence Award, which is conducted by American Society of Quality, you must have a very sharp objective. And then once you have a clear objective, normally your objective is either a problem-solving issue, a root cause analysis, or it is an improvement. You choose what you want. Once you choose the project that you want, some people want to reduce the amount of water in Coca-Cola that they're using. That's a Coca-Cola project. Some people want to reduce supply chain times, from the time it takes for a product to be some turnaround times. Some people want to reduce the increase availability, like for us in the energy sector. We want to reduce our blackouts, or we want to reduce the time when we have a certain low amount of generation. Or if you're in the telecom sector, you want a certain level of availability. So once you decide your objective, then you choose appropriate team members, HR representative, maintenance, operations person, supply chain, the right people in the right seat. Of course, the team has to keep the big picture. Why are we doing this? How much money do we want to save in this project? That kind of big picture thinking must be maintained by the team. And lastly, always assume the best. Be theory Y leaders, not theory X. Assume the best. If you start think you're assuming the worst of them, they're not going to make their contribution. There's going to be no improvement. So that's on that improvement. Now, how do we align our practices and our processes and our objectives to the mission? Because the most important thing in all this discussion is the result. Even if you have the best HR policies, if you have the best supply chain system, if you use $1 billion on an ERP and there's no result, you haven't achieved your goal. It's what you call the value chain. What is the result? Is the customer happy or not? So result is so key. Of course, you start with the strategic vision. Once you have the strategic vision, then you move on to develop time-based measurable metrics. And these can also be like tactical goals. You develop long-term and short-term business plans based on this vision. You break it down to the departmental or functional level. Once you have the departmental or functional level, then you go down to the operational level. And at the departmental or functional level, that's where you have your policies. If you think that retention is a factor for productivity, then you must have a HR policy that encourages retention. When you have the assessors coming to your company, when you see the kind of questions they ask, that's a form of a benchmark. And then you're called for the forums, and then you see what other people have done. That is how the benchmarking happens. You compare. Then it helps you to determine your competitiveness as a company. I think there are some particular questions there. By the time you answer them, you have looked, what are we really good at? And if you're, those who are students of innovation know, if you want to innovate, you build on your strengths and the resources that you have. You don't go looking for new resources to do new products. You try to build new products. You see, there's a part from build and press on existing beaches and servers. So competitiveness is very important. Now, of course, it improves the image of a company. You see people shouting that we are top 100 or we are. By the way, awards are very important role in quality. Because trying to, in a bid to try and win an award, you do a lot of improvement. And that gives the team something to fight for. Because we are human beings. Tendencies to procrastinate, to be lazy. People need something specific. Say, this year we want to become first runners up, PI or in top 100, or Nation used to have another one. So that gives you something to fight for. It gives the team a vision to work with. Now, the other one is improved customer experience. Of course, again, in a bid to win. And looking at the customer experience assessment, it helps you work towards customer experience. Customer experience is a very high element in quality and productivity. Now, it also improved the leadership and management style in the organization. And of course, participating in OPI, especially if you get something, gets you respect from your peers. What are the other factors? Okay, I said there were 16. This one I'm going to go through all of them. Of course, it contributes to process improvement. It helps to improve governance structure where there are none. It enhances innovation and creativity because there's a whole assessment segment on innovation where you're asked about ideas, you're asked about how you enable everybody to bring ideas. So that forces people. And there was a time nobody won. I think there have been a couple of times where no one has won innovation and creativity. So this makes you start thinking, do we have innovation and creativity in this company? The other one is improves the company's corporate social responsibility. Improved financial results, you can see it has scored a bit lower than the rest. Also, improving of employee morale. And lastly, where there are no governance structures, OPI contributed very much marginally to putting in place governance structures. Now, earlier on I spoke about business excellence and the many things you have to look at consistently to have your excellence. What are these many things? These are the things that scored highly, that somebody needs to have business excellence. A quality strategy and policy, that gives the team a direction. This is part of what you want to achieve. You want to reduce check-in time by 10%. You want to reduce the amount of time it takes to bank a check by 5%. That's part of the quality strategy and policy. The people who are assessed, who are surveyed, rated that quite high. I think because it gives them a focus. Because there's no focus, there's nothing the team has to work with. The other one was knowledge management. If you look at some of the companies that are top, like Google, they have very stringent knowledge management procedures. They're actually computer-based training, which you can access anytime. If it was a place like Kenya, you can learn about your thermal energy, hydro energy, you can learn about wind. All that computer-based training is accessible to them anytime, anywhere, online. And then the induction systems, the training systems, there's always a training going on at lunch hour. Those kind of systems enable knowledge to move across the company and then people to improve. The other one is continued improvement efforts are important. Customer and market focus is important. Supplier management, again, if you don't have good supply relations, if your machine has broken down and it takes you a long time to get the spare, you're going to lose it. So supplier must be managed. Product and service design. The other one is about interdepartmental cooperation. Teamwork must be there for you to win an excellence award or for you to have business excellence. Okay. The other white areas, communication, and I'd already said, as a factor of teamwork and culture, creativity and innovation is what enables people to come up with ideas on how we shall reduce this process. A lot of improvement is about reducing processes. Yes, there are other elements like buying tools, but even if you buy tools like ERP and other such solutions, you still have to look at how can we, the human element must come in. How can we get this person to complete this cycle in the shortest time possible? That data entry, that posting, and so on. So process improvement is really key. Now, leadership and management must support the initiative, the business excellence initiative. Training and education is also key. The other one was about knowledge sharing, ready access to knowledge. This one is about taking people back for training. You might take people for Kaizen training or a Six Sigma training. You might take people for quality tools training, those kind of things. And of course the core business training. Involving employees. Employees are the ones who make these improvements. It's not leadership. So employees must be involved as much as possible, given some freedom and all those things we spoke earlier on team and culture development. And of course, vision. And the quality department rates a bit low because now it's not, quality is not about somebody in a corner working, it's about overall excellence touching on all the areas. That's why that rate's very low. Okay, so thank you so much for your attention. That's all I had to share.
My problem is that I can't sit. Otherwise, I will be 50% less productive.
He said that is smoother.
Alright, 30 near misses in 2011. Yeah, that's a very good question. Okay, now let's see what happened in 2011. Yeah, sorry, 201, I'm sorry. And what happened in 2011 or 2013 or 2014 in Kenya. Okay. What do you learn from the mistakes and how quickly you learn from the mistakes? Let's see what America has learned and what we have learned in Kenya. If there is a culture of learning, quick learning from near misses, what you get after 2001, how many this kind of incidents you find happening in states, in US? Have you found any kind of incident after that? Yeah, of course, there was a marathon and there was one incident, but after 10 years, isn't it? Look at the size of the company, the size of the nation, look at the size of Kenya. But in our case, what is happening? How fast are we learning? Now the culture of learning from the mistakes, from the near misses, that is what we are talking about. If we can learn from near miss and you work on that, you will not have the fatal accident. Okay, but those who don't learn, we keep on having the fatal accident. So that's what I was talking about. But the second question is about Kaizen and balanced scorecard. Very good. Okay, see balanced scorecard. What does it mean by balanced scorecard? See, traditionally we focus on what? Finance. Business is all about profit. Isn't it? Financial aspects, financial goals, your ratios, they play a very important role. But in balanced scorecard, it's a balanced view. It's not only financial perspective. You talk about customer perspective, you talk about operations, you talk about innovations, you talk about training and this. So it's a balanced view. And Kaizen is one of the tools to achieve your balanced scorecard goals. So Kaizen can be achieved. It's a very good means, especially into the systems improvement. It's a very good tool for the improvement of the to achieve our goals in balanced scorecard. Then customer service and culture change. What we said is absolutely right. Our culture has to be customer oriented, and unfortunately, it's not only the supermarket. You have been a wonderful example, but in the organization, you will find plenty of problems in serving the clients. Customer service, that culture is not there, as a result of which all of us we suffer. We don't believe in that. We are good in making speeches like me, But when it comes to implementation, we have got a problem. That's where we have to, and again, the culture cannot be built within days. It requires time, and it requires a commitment from the top. Whatever happens, and if you go again Viva analysis, you will find most of the problem, 80-20 rule, 80% of the problem are because of the management. But 80% of the time, we try to blame the workers and the staff of the organization. Actually, it's a management problem. Creating systems is a top management problem. Top management doesn't focus on that, and then we try to blame the workers. Actually, it's a management problem. It's a top management problem. I think I have given all the answers. Yeah, I think it's for. Thank you. Are you happy with the answers you have got, or you want? Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a forced way of asking.
Okay, the gentleman from Samiri, yes, the issue of quality and quantity is an important issue. I remember I was working for a company some time back, and we would focus on how quickly you do something. When you start focusing on how quickly things are done, the element of quality goes away. So the goals, when you talk about alignment, the operational goals must have a quality dimension and a quantity dimension. It's not enough for your staff in a hotel to conduct room service in exactly 10 minutes. And then you come back and you find the quality of the room service is substandard. The goal must have a quality dimension and a quantity dimension. So you must be able to bank 40 checks but they must be banked correctly. You must be able to conduct room service in 40 rooms, but they must be done to a certain agreed standard. So it's about the goal. The goal must be both quality-wise and quantity-wise. Now, for Bernard from Central Bank, let me first of all clarify that quality circles are for solving problems. And I've had example on root cause projects with quality circles, where we had a sharp goal. We wanted to increase availability in a certain power plant. And we looked at what makes the plant. We looked at data on machine breakdowns, the duration it takes to resolve the machine equipment. We looked